My name is Vanna Un, and I have been with Duke Energy for 12 years. I started out actually as a co-op out of Cincinnati State, entered Duke Energy as a co-op working in the subdivision group. Then I went from there to to being hired on as a customer project coordinator, and then went on to the reliability group as a outage follow-up engineer. And I'm back in distribution design engineering, working with CPCs or designers out of Hartwell. I was actually born in Thailand in a refugee camp. My parents met in the refugee camp, born in '81, and then we went to the Philippines in '84, '85, and then came here to Cincinnati in '86.
My name is Tomas Mendez. I work for distribution planning at Duke Energy. I've been with the company for 6 years, and I moved to the United States in 1997 when I graduated high school and came to study in Wisconsin, of all places. Well, at the beginning, when I first moved, I saw it as you know, I'm graduating high school, I'm going to go out for that adventure. So I didn't feel scared about the moving. You know, I actually felt excited about it. But then I moved to Wisconsin, and it was August, and it was 69 degrees, to which these days I would say, oh, it's comfortable, right? But I had never been in any weather below 74 degrees, so it was really cold. I was wearing my winter coat and everything. It was bad. So that portion, I thought that was very, very difficult, the weather portion. There were days where I would wake up, look outside, I'm like, I'm not going out there.
Hi, my name is Luis Amaya. I was born in Colombia, South America. I have been working for Duke Energy for 25 years. My parents brought me to the United States when I was 6 months old. It was difficult for my parents to adjust here in the United States. They had to learn to speak English. My father worked 2 jobs, and when he got out of college, his professor advised him that there's a lot of opportunity in the United States and he would do good. So my father ventured out, and that's what he did. He came to the United States, worked 2 jobs, learned to speak English, and has done well for himself, retiring as a chemist.
Well, first of all, my name is Dominic Della Carpini. I've worked for Duke Energy for 15 years. I moved to the U.S. when I was 10 years old, back in 1984. For me, you know, going, you know, to grade school and not knowing the English language was pretty hard. They pretty much threw me in, I think it was the 4th grade, and I remember I did not want to go to school for sure, because when I came here, you know, hearing kids speak English, I had no idea what that was all about.
My name is Tracy Lee, L.I. last name. I was born and raised in Beijing, China, and tried to pursue a better education in my life, so MBA per se. 1998, I was accepted by Ohio State, so that was the fall I came to United States, first time to pursue my MBA. So I came over by myself. My husband has to stay back home to run his business, to support me financially. And that, back then we had a child, a daughter. She was 2, and she has to stay with my husband because I can't take care of her and take care of the school. So the hardest thing, I guess, back then is to leave the family behind and go to a country that doesn't know anybody and don't speak the language.
My name is Yato Blea. I was born in the West African state of Liberia. I migrated in this country. I came to the United States in 1998, and currently I work as an engineering technologist for Duke Energy. It was a very, very great day for me. It was awesome because it has been my dream to come to the United States from since birth. I was like, wow, this is heaven. This is the place that I want to be. So I just felt that America was heaven on earth, and that was the perception I had when I was in Africa. Now, when I came here with my family, it was a chaos relative to the perception I had. Time management, very hectic. I had 6 children, including my wife, and working on a minimum wage to feed them, and then going to school at the same time was the greatest adjustment that I had to make.
I'm Jennifer Sanchez Mendoza. I'm from Honduras. I moved to the United States in 2003. I was 14 years old when I moved here. I'm actually working for Lewis Tree Service, contracted by Duke Energy. It wasn't as difficult for me as it was for my family. When my mother came here, she actually slept under a bridge because she didn't have any family here. So she kind of had to find a job for her to continue on in America. When I came over here, my biggest challenge was the language. I didn't speak any English, I just only knew the numbers, and that was it. So it was hard for me to communicate.
My name is Vincent Literal. I'm from the Philippines, and I've been with Duke Energy for about 3 years. I came in through the call center, but now I work with a distribution design under Jeremy Lewis out of Noblesville. I first moved to the island of Guam in 2005, which is a territory of the United States, and I moved here to Indiana in 2010. It was not hard in the beginning when we transferred to Guam. My wife and I were missionaries for 17 years, and we were actually hired to take care of the Micronesian islands over there. So there was not a lot of adjustment because the island was made up of a majority of Filipinos. The adjustment came when we had to move here in Indiana, but it was difficult to look for a job. It took me several months because of 17 years in the mission field. I didn't have anything that's marketable here in the United States. It was also difficult too. My son was homeschooled because we traveled a lot. So when we got here, he actually had to go to regular school, and he was the only Asian kid there. So.
Well, a diverse workforce. I don't want to get into like the dictionary definition, but to me, a diverse workforce means a group that has a bunch of different experiences. No matter if it's a religious experience or a historical experience or race or gender or sexual preferences, whichever one you call it. It's just that whole bag of attributes that say who you are. And in the workforce, when you use both diversity and inclusion, and I wanted to add that inclusion to that combination there. When you have all those attributes and all those experiences and all those like the race and the genders, and you mix them together to work cohesively, that's what it means to have good diversity and inclusion in the workplace.
A workforce that has diversity and inclusion to me is a workforce that recognizes the different skills, attributes, and talents of a vast majority of people coming from different race, religion, or ethnicity. I believe a workforce like that is taking advantage of a great deal of asset that they have.
When we say diversity and inclusion, is a very great step because you want to tap resources from these various diverse group of people, to achieve a goal. And Duke Energy is pushing for it, and this is really great, and I think the company is going to benefit from that along the line.
In terms of a diverse workforce, I mean, really, you just look around at MDO. I think they're a great example. Like at Hartwell, you know, I've got the privilege of being there, and it's an awesome place because you've got work coordinators, you've got linemen, you've got troublemen, you've got you've got just so many different people from different departments that all come together, and you know, if any one person is missing, you feel it. You feel the strain, you feel the stress.
I think it was religion. In my country, I used to go to church every single day. And when I got here, our lives were very, very busy for my mom. I mean, she used to work every single day, and it was hard for her to just come home and then take us to church.
It's an area of discipline because we have different ways of showing respect to the elders over there, and I had to teach my son, you know, how to still keep those culture because he's so exposed to the culture in the United States that things that he do can be viewed as unrespectful or disrespectful.
Because I came here so young, I didn't know many customs, so I actually had to call my dad last night to tap into his brain on this one. And one of the things that he mentioned was religion. Now, his religion is actually Buddhist, and part of that being so difficult is just resources. You know, in Cambodia, you can go and there's probably like some kind of a temple in every single village, but here, you don't have those kind of resources. Holidays, birthdays. In Cambodia, you've got like New Year's, you know, you got 1 or 2 big holidays, but here you've got, well, Duke gives us what, 8, 9 paid holidays.
The last time I did was 3 months ago, and this is a good story because one of our co-workers in Duke Energy heard about what happened to the Philippines. It was hit by a great storm, Typhoon Haiyan, and he asked me, he knows my background about ministry, and he asked me if I wanted to go home and help, and of course I said yes, and he paid for everything. They didn't have any water or power, and I could see all these electric poles down, and I'm thinking if I were back in Duke Energy, I would probably, you know, do the storm assessment and try to restore power. But I also attribute that to inclusion and diversity, because the co-worker that paid for that was not even Asian, not Filipino, and he was concerned enough, you know, that I was able to help.
I go to my country every year, just, you know, to visit my relatives. I have a lot of relatives there. I just tell them that it's not as easy as it seems to be living here. It's very hard, busy lives. Sometimes they think that it's just heaven here.
Well, I go to Puerto Rico a lot. I go every year. I try to go at least once a year, mainly because of my son. I have a well, he's 12 now. Wow, he's 12. I wanted him to experience that side of the culture, so I made it a point of taking him every year. When I go over there, I let them know that it's not what you see in movies, and I know a lot of people have mentioned that, right? That they think about, you know, everybody walking, being very affluent, and you know, it's like you said, the big city. That the United States was this like very liberal type place where people do whatever they want, and they were asking if it was like that. It turns out it's nothing like that. So.
Last time I was in Venezuela was in 2010, and things have changed. Remember going through the airport, being checked out, and you know, having a citizenship from here. People did not like it down there, so when I was trying to come back, they did not want to let me go. So things have changed a lot. The U.S. is great, of course. I mean, everybody wants to come here, and there's great opportunity. You know, this is very diverse group. Everybody from different parts of the world, you know, living together, working together.
Unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity to go back and visit my homeland. I mean, actually, when people ask me that question, what exactly is my homeland? I mean, if you go by where you're born, that would be Thailand. I don't really remember any of that, but if you go by, you know, your ethnicity, my parents are Cambodian, but I've never set foot in Cambodia. People have this perception that America is what they see on MTV, which is a bad perception. But they, you know, they think that everybody walks around with, you know, driving nice cars, having nice clothes and stuff like that, and they think that it's easy, that money grows on trees, but it's completely off. You know, here in America, it is a great place to live, and it is a land of opportunities, but you have to work for it. You have to put in the effort in order to get something out of it.
Well, the perception that America is heaven on earth is still there, and I believe it will always be there, because one thing, when you are in America, you don't see it, but when you are outside, America has a very strong influence, their culture on other culture. I mean, Hollywood, you know, their basketball stars, you know, cars, you know, all of that, you know, is what is being portrayed outside. That's the picture of America that you see when you're outside America. You will never think that someone is in America that is in poverty, you know. So the perception over there is like America is heaven and earth. And when I went there, I told them that, you know, all the questions I was asked, I mean, it was centered around, yeah, you are enjoying, you got money, you have cars and all of that. But I told them, look, it's true, but to succeed in America, it has to be hard work. America was built on hard work. You must work really, really hard. My motivation is that back home, I never had the opportunity to go to school. Not that I was dumb, but the university could only take, I believe at the time I was there, the university could only take, I think, 700 engineering students. And every year we were like 4,000 engineering students trying to get to the university. And the university can only take that much, the government don't care. So having an education, a college education was zero. I never dreamed I was going to have it. And there are so many people very smart, smarter than me. Guys are out there, they don't have the opportunity to go to school. So coming to America and you know, just people are, I mean, schools are begging folks to come to school, you know. I mean, the opportunity here is enormous, but you have to work and seize it. That's what I tell them.
So it's just small things. You know, as you know, I really feel like people treat me with respect. And the first time when I went back home with my green card, back to United States, the guy said, "Welcome home."